Good morning, students. Today we are going to see about assurance and trust. So, assurance. So, when we will provide assurances, if a trust cannot be quantifiable, then we will be having the assurance. So, here the system specification, design, and implementation can provide a basics for determining how much to trust the system. So, this aspects of trust is assurance. It is an attempt to provide a basic blustering how much one can trust a system. So the trust and the trustworthiness. So trustworthiness is a creditable evidence which is leading one to believe the system which will meet the set of given requirements. So trust is a belief which can be desired on the entity that we are using. It may be the resources that we are accessing or from the attack it can able to prevent. So this thing is represented as a trust. So when you're concentrating on assurance, assurance is the confidence that is provided to the entity. That is for the requirement of a system. If it was having any security related to it with the evidence. So it is represented by assurance. A trusted system, when we will say it as trusted system is the defined requirement under the evaluation who are certified to assign the trust. So there is a different license software that has been released, which is used to represent that it is a trusted version which we can use it on our system. So there is a different assurance techniques. So it is subdivided into three types: informal, semi-formal, and formal. Informal means it is based on the natural way of representation. So it is a justification of claims. So there is a process that is going to be done on informal method, which is going to give as a clients. Semi-formal method is it is also using the natural language for specification, but it is applicable for all the method that it was using on that particular process. So formal assurance. So formal is which is represented by using a mathematical representation as it is as a proof. So assurance will always be represented as a between which can be done on the mechanism. So it is represented as the policies and the assurance mechanism, some which will be supporting the assurance. So the need of assurances, you can provide the Newman's list, which will be providing the sources for the assurance. So the assurance can be given in requirement definition or otherwise hardware implementation. If there is any error on a program or a software, uh, so based on that, the assurance has to be given for that problem for the resources that we are using. So the example for the assurance and trust is Challenger explosion. That is, if you're using any sensor on your rocket, so if it has been removed, so it can be creating some other acceleration changes on their schedules. So that is represented as the challenges that we are facing while we are having the assured product. So the role of requirement in assurance is they are going to represent the particular goal has to be satisfied by your assurance. So here assurance we can be performed by using the life cycle. So in the life cycle you will be having requirement design, system design, assurance, implementation. Okay, so in the design phase, the requirement will be varied. In implementation phase, it is based on the consistency of data that is provided on your security policies. Okay, so this is the basic things. So whenever you are concentrating on assurance and trust, so it will be having the life cycle based on there will be a security requirements which will be implemented on your which is provided as a step by your design and it is implemented. So if it has been satisfied, then the assurance will be justified. That is, if there is any claims flaws for it, it is being justified for the rectification. The second one is building secure and trusted system. So when you're using a trusted system, there is a already existing life cycle which will be started for the development. So here there is a no longer issues can be created. So there is a different life cycle model. The first one is consumption, which is the decision. That is, we are going to give the idea how we can provide secure for that system. So that is done on your consumption. Second one is manufacture. While developing the plan to achieve your goal, you will be setting your entity to be proceed further. So that will be done on your manufacturing phases. And the third phase is your deployment, which is going to deliver the product to the customer, which has to provide security. Okay, based on the security policies. For example, if you are going to provide any software, it must be installed and configured with the system requirements. So then only it will be creating the environment to provide security to your software. So here, based on the services, you are going to provide security procedure for the people. And the fourth one is the field product life. So after the product has been given, so if you are providing a responsibility for the organization, or if you're providing any customer support, so that has to be the final thing which is being maintained without any issues. Okay, so the basically we will be concentrating on the waterfall life cycle model, requirement, system design, implementation, and the testing, and final is your maintenance. So this thing must be performed on your secured and trusted system. So this is the basic diagram which is going to show the flow of data, that is flow of information, which is developed in the model. So here, the dash arrow is used to represent the path, and the solid arrow is used to represent the error. It will be again performing its repetition of stages. The last one is building your security. So here, the performance security is based on the integral computer systems. So here, we will be concentrating on the implementation part. You are going to perform the validation mechanisms. So if you are having any monitor, okay, so the access control for that is we are going to access the object by the subject. So that is the limited way of access. That is the security policies we have given. Thank you, students.